Is all the work done pretty much? I mean, I see some construction, but all the work on the course pretty much done?
All of the work on the golf course proper is 100% complete. We are performing some work around the perimeter of the property that is ultimately aimed at enhancing the player and spectator experience.
So if the Open was tomorrow, we're ready to go.
We're ready to rock. Just gotta grow the rough up a little bit. You know, the nice thing about the U.S. Open at Oakmont is from a fine turf playing surface perspective, greens, approaches, fairways, tees, we really don't do anything much different. However, next spring we will start growing the rough up, so the rough will certainly be a lot more penal than what the membership sees on a daily basis.
Is there work on every green?
There was. In total, we did 24,000 square feet of green expansions throughout the golf course. The largest green expansion we did was about 2,500 square feet on number 3. And then number 6 green was probably the smallest expansion we did at only a few hundred.
What were some of the difficulties you ran into, or was it?
I think, first of all, we had great weather last year. We had a great team, both our in-house Oakmont grounds department, as well as our architects, our contractors. All in, we had over 80 people working on this project from early March last year through November. Biggest challenge is, you know, a lot of the courses that have performed big restoration projects like that. This have 36 holes, so kind of the standard is to close down 18 holes, restore it, leave the other course open. Oakmont obviously doesn't have that. They have also one of the most, if not the most, passionate golf memberships in the world. So we performed all this work without ever closing the course down. So from a logistics and scheduling perspective, that was certainly the biggest challenge.
What can you say about some of the restoration work where you had entire green complexes rebuilt? You can't even tell. It looks...
Yeah, so I think one of the most special things about Oakmont is certainly the green surfaces, and more so than that, the actual type of grass we have on them. Our greens are probably the closest thing you'll ever see to 100% POA annual greens, and that POA is a very perennial type growth habit where it's very tight, allows us to mow at extremely low heights. It really doesn't seed head as much as other types of POA will. And you can't seed POA, right? So there's one place in the country that grows POA sod, and it's out in western Pennsylvania. They came in, they harvested all of our aerification plugs from our aerification procedures, took them to their sod farm, grew them in, and then we used that sod to expand not only our greens, but our approaches and our fairways, so that the grass we were expanding these surfaces with is actually Oakmont grass. And that's a big part of the reason why you can't see the work.
What was it like for you, step by step, going through this layout, referencing the pictures you mentioned, and just seeing it, enjoying it just as a fan and passionate about golf, but also enjoying it from your role 3,000 feet above?
Yeah, so 100%. You know, as a golf course superintendent, obviously I'm a massive student of the game, student of golf history, and I think what the Phones did here at Oakmont is special. You know, it's the only golf course they ever built. And it's stood the test of time over 120 years now. So being a small part of that and getting to work with people like Gil Hance, working with our own Oakmont grounds team and working with over 80 contractors, unforgettable experience, and really, you know, you have to put a lot of things together, right time, right place, make a lot of decisions along the way that ultimately benefit the membership as a whole and play a role in future championships. So unbelievable experience.
As a follow to that, what decision or single move were you the most proud of? Whether it's something you fought for and won over, or whether it's just something that aesthetically just really fit your eye and left your mark?
I really won't speak too much on personal decisions. However, I think the membership as a whole, the support they gave our team through this project, allowing us the time and having patience with as we worked, and ultimately members were playing up fairways and their excavators and dozers on each side of the fairway, building bunkers and allowing us to shift markers around, make some par 4s and par 3s through that process. Really, ultimately, the membership the board of governors, the grounds committee, they are the decision makers, and having the right leadership in place through that process is paramount.